Okay. Where are porn stars today? Let's find out.
A disturbing pattern has emerged in the adult film industry. Young stars with their whole lives ahead of them have drifted off of the rails, gone missing, or even died. With at least 5 of these tragedies in the past 3 months, what's going so terribly wrong within the industry to lead to this? And how—
Nigga, I did not know niggas was getting missing, but I have heard a lot of stories about porn stars just randomly getting unalived. What the fuck?
How is this industry destroying society as a whole? Well, let's find out where these formerly acclaimed adult film stars are today. You see, Emily Willis was one of the few examples of a success story in adult film, and her early life reads like the dream of anyone looking to make their way into the industry. While details about her life are shaky, it seems like lots of stars, she began with nothing. Growing up in a small village in Utah, Emily was a quiet, introverted girl growing up. She kept a low profile during high school, moving out to San Diego to try and build a life for herself. But after some short-lived jobs in sales that didn't work out, Emily was broke. She had no money and nothing to do, all whilst living in one of the most expensive places in America. But then suddenly, at the age of 18, Emily was swiping through Tinder, matching with different guys, until she would meet a man called Andre Garcia, who she began to date shortly after. But this was far from any fairy tale romance story, and it wasn't just a regular date, because Garcia is now known as one of the most infamous men behind girls, a sinister website which acted as just one of many tube sites online. Garcia and his colleagues were tricking—
Wait up, what the fuck? Porn is so crazy to me, only because it's like, how do you really even get started in some shit like that? Like, everybody and their mama could go out and blam somebody right now and put the camera. You feel me? Simple as that. Everybody could be a goddamn porn star right now if they really want to. Don't you find it a little crazy that like niggas' profession is to get a full raging erection in a room full of niggas just to blam a bitch? Like, ain't that kind of weird? Would you like really like look at the outside point of view of this shit? And the crazy shit is we all have access to it once it's done. What the fuck?
Coerce women into appearing in adult videos, which they told them would only ever be sold as DVDs outside of the country. Sometimes they would offer young girls work as models, only to later force them into doing nude videos instead. They even hired another young woman to convince potential victims to go along with it, figuring that that would seem more trustworthy. Emily was just one of the many girls they exploited, but her story went much further than most of the others. Her videos proved immensely popular on the site, and soon enough, she was receiving offers from all sorts of different producers to star in their videos. It wasn't always easy. Emily's family were distraught when they learned about her new career, and it completely destroyed their family relationship for years. As you can imagine, on the surface, it seemed like everything was going well. This is how the industry tricks women into joining it in the first place, and how it tricks young men into thinking it's acceptable to watch. Everything seems great on the surface until you—
Gang, I ain't gonna lie. Porn is not something that you should be consuming on a daily basis. Like, at all. That shit is dehumanizing as fuck. Cause it's like, yeah, like, imagine you about to get it in with a female, and then a group of niggas just come in and watch you with a camera. You wouldn't feel no type of what the fuck going on type shit. You'd be a little concerned, right? And porn is just already so unrealistic to where it's like, damn, more than 80% of that shit is made up. Like, bitch, you really about to pay for this pizza with pussy? You don't even know the nigga name. It's fucking weird.
But you find out some very nasty, sinister consequences. The side of the industry nobody wants you to know, as Emily would soon find out. After this, Emily would soon star in over 700 films over the course of her career. For which she won multiple—
Nigga, what? 700? How many niggas is that? Niggas, 700 films? That's way more than 100 bodies. That has to be. You're not fucking somebody for 700 films straight. I'm sorry. I didn't even know these niggas kept stats like this. So imagine your future husband, wife to be was just, you just looked her name up one day, just wonder who the fuck she really is on the internet. And then you come up to this statistic. Nigga, I'm unaliving everybody.
Awards and became one of the most popular actresses on the internet. But more than that, Emily even began making a career outside of the industry and branched out into other online spaces. She even went on the Sidemen's real-life Tinder videos, which gained over 56 million views. But behind the scenes of all of these vlogs, all of these videos, all of this money and fame was a gnawing mental health problem, a nagging voice inside of her. You see, Emily was dealing with terrible addiction problems. films. Surrounded by young people working for fast money, it's inevitable that these people will encounter drugs at some point. But eventually, the lifestyle of being in this industry and being swept into this line of work got far too much for her to bear, and so she retired from making videos at just 23 years old. A good move, but the damage...
I ain't gonna lie, nigga. Once you popped your push on camp, there's no such thing as retiring. Shit's in front of niggas' faces for life. Like, what are you talking about, retirement? You might as well kept going. Fuck it. What are we talking about here?
It did was starting to take a toll, as unfortunately the downward spiral that industry sent her into couldn't be reversed. And 2 years later, on February the 5th of 2024, everything changed. And when Emily was tragically admitted to critical care at a California hospital after suffering from a heart attack just a week after entering a rehab facility. This happened because she had overdosed, which put her in a coma for 2 months. And despite waking up recently, doctors don't believe she'll ever fully recover. Hopefully she does. And now this might seem like a very tragic but isolated incident. However, unfortunately, it's an increasingly common story within the industry. You see, of course, we all know these sites, the people making these videos, and the production companies behind them are always exploitative. Young, unstable people looking for quick money can use it as a crutch to support a fast lifestyle. Instant fame, success, and money and validation that destroys you morally later on. Meanwhile, there's plenty of people and companies eager to exploit their fleeting popularity before moving on to the next victim. But with the rise of the internet and the massive explosion of tube sites, it's all gotten so much worse. The tube sites sell themselves as offering a kind of freedom and empowerment for the performers in the videos, but in actuality, they've only made things far more competitive and cutthroat for people looking to enter the industry. The sheer amount of choice in videos on these platforms mean women rarely get a chance to make a name for themselves. The majority start in just 2 or 3 videos before giving it up. For the little pay they do.
And this should be so conflicting because these bitches that be doing porn be looking good. Some of them, like I'll give you like a handful of them be looking good as fuck. But then like you have to literally bypass all that because you look at them and you be like, damn, she's getting plowed in front of me right now. Like, how could I ever take this bitch serious? And that's why I be so confused when I be seeing NFL stars, any type of stars for NBA, it don't matter. These niggas be trying to cuff on these bitches. I'm like, nigga, you got all the money in the fucking... My fault. But these niggas got all the money in the fucking world, and you go for a bitch that has her cooter on go mode for anybody watching? You serious? I'm telling you, this bread come in, bro. I hope you niggas know I'm not dealing with no industry bitch. Nigga, if you trying to pass these hoes around like hotcakes, why? I don't fucking know. It shows that niggas don't get bitches for real.
They've traded their privacy and their dignity. The videos they are in rarely get removed from the internet and stick around forever as they get uploaded over and over again, showing one of the most intimate acts to the entire world repeatedly for an audience of millions. However, for the majority of performers that don't make it through the industry, there are a few people who have a different story. One of them is the infamous Mia Khalifa. Fleeing her home country of Lebanon as a child and moving to the United States, Khalifa's life was relatively ordinary at first. After graduating high school, she went to college to study art, whilst working as a waitress and a model on the side. When she was 21, she was approached to star in adult films, which almost overnight brought her huge fame and success, if you want to put it that way.
I am just loving the success and loving everything that I've gotten because of it.
And I say that because the way she gained fame and success was probably done in one of the worst ways possible. You see, in one of her first videos, Khalifa and her co-star were wearing hijabs, and that became its whole own news story. Death threats and anger came flooding in from across the Middle East, while news outlets like CNN and the Washington Post caught on and almost instantly made her a household name. And overnight, she became the most searched for name on the most popular websites. Mrs. Time in the industry was short, and she clearly got the paycheck she was looking for. Despite saying
like, imagine you are disrespecting somebody's culture to the point where you're getting booty butt naked and getting blamed with they shit on. Like, what are you trying to say? Like, are they fucked? Is that what you're trying to say? Was there something subliminal there? Like, why the fuck did niggas think that was a good idea? I was a man that seen the video before. I will say it was kind of cool. Nah, I'm fucking with you. Fuck. The shit to show you that that industry don't give a fuck about nothing. Wicked motherfuckers.
Yeah, she was only paid $12,000 over the course of her career. The companies who made her videos have said that it was at least 10 times that much. But even in this best case scenario of becoming the most popular star on around in just a few short videos, Mia still says she has a bunch of regrets.
I'm sorry, if I only make 12 bands of exposing my whole fucking body for the world to see, I might as well jump off a fucking building. Cause what you mean? That's not no life-changing money. You're fucking ruined.
He's described how difficult it has been to shake this reputation, to find a regular job, or to ever be taken seriously.
I would say that if I had never met that person, I never would have done the things that people know me for doing, and I could have just been living life normally, making $18 an hour, hopefully.
But you can't feel too sorry for her. I mean, it's hard to distance yourself from the industry that brought you your fame, especially when you're still using the same false name that most people know you by. Her criticism of the industry rings hollow when she still runs OnlyFans and profits off of the fame she made from it. Simply working as an actor in any way in the industry has permanent consequences. Even with all of the fame and money that Mia got from her short-lived career, it will never buy back her privacy or remove all of the content that still continues to haunt her today. For most actresses and actors, though, they get far less money and fame and still have to deal with all of the same consequences. They can't live off a few months' work for the rest of their lives by appearing on podcasts. They have to get real jobs. Something that a career in the industry makes a lot harder if it ever gets out. There are other problems that such a career can make for you.
I'm fucking sorry. I couldn't get a real job if I'd done porn, brother. I couldn't do that shit. Imagine going to a fucking interview and the motherfuckers that's interviewing you knows your work. They'll probably say a stupid joke. I'm glad you found some fitting clothes. Nigga, I will smack the shit out you.
Though society is still squeamish about discussing it, studies have shown time and time again that for many people out there, having a large number of partners before marriage can sometimes make it more likely that you will actually get divorced. Of course, this is an ironclad rule, and it doesn't mean that your past determines your future, but it is still a social pattern. Even taking in Mia Khalifa's string of divorces into account seems to prove the point, especially if you have this content out there on the internet. I mean, commodifying your past relationships and selling intimacy as a product is always going to be worse for your future happiness, and especially terrible if you ever get married and the guy finds out. Even though this is a harsh truth of serial dating that society expects and celebrates today, it doesn't make it any less true. It's less clear whether simply watching adult films has the same effect though. We at least know that it can have a negative effect for people already in serious relationships. Whether it makes a difference beforehand is still kind of up in the air, but you can imagine it probably would. But as we'll soon find out, this may be the least concerning problems that people in the industry face. It can be easy to focus solely on women in the industry. It's inevitably what most of the actual films are focused on. They're the big names that draw the biggest audiences, but tons of the same problems that women face are equally challenging for men as well. Bill Bailey was just one of those male stars. To begin with, making it as a man in the industry is more harder than you'd think. The pressures to perform under harsh lighting for hours at a time isn't something that most people could ever deal with. The use of performance enhancers like Viagra is so widespread it's almost expected. But those who can deal with the pressure and make a name for themselves can often have far longer careers than women, starring in lots of videos. Bill Bailey was one of these men, appearing in over 2,000 videos across his career. Viagra isn't the only drug that gets abused in the industry. The use of other stimulants like amphetamines are very common, as well as heavy alcohol use to deal with this lifestyle, and it was this vice that would lead to Bill's tragic death. You see, whilst attending an industry expo in early March 2019, people reported seeing Bill drinking heavily throughout the day. Later that night, while staying in a 4th floor apartment with his girlfriend, Bill fell over the handrail of his balcony and plummeted 4 stories to the ground, and local reports claimed that he was involved in some kind of argument before the incident, but authorities ruled that there was no foul play involved. Obviously though, male stars working within the industry are a very small group compared to all of
What the fuck? I couldn't imagine being a male porn. I could kind of imagine it, but I couldn't imagine killing myself over it. I haven't put my feet in these niggas' shoes, so I really can't tell you, but I ain't gonna lie. You getting bread, plowing holes at the same time. Like, what's really wrong with life at that point? Niggas need to lock in. This shit is getting weird. I hope y'all taking care of yourselves. I hope y'all doing good for yourself. I hope y'all taking life day by day, realizing that this shit ain't as serious as you make it be. Just have some fun with yourself. Laugh at your mistakes. Live another day. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. I'm gonna see you on the next one.
Live, laugh, love, bitch.